Hi everyone, I'm Alice Aguilar, Executive Director of Progressive Technology Project. In this video, we will review how to work with smart groups in PowerBase. Smart groups are basically a list of contacts, and these contacts may be individuals and or organizations. And this list of contacts share specific criteria. Smart groups may also be known as saved searches. You may think of them also as dynamic lists. Using smart groups is a powerful way to create targeted lists for things like communications or fundraising or other organizing strategies. In this video, we're going to show how to create a smart group of donors in a particular city. So let's say my criteria is I want to find all my contacts, my individual contacts. I'm going to leave out organizations, individual contacts that live in Kernersville and have donated at least $1 in their lifetime. I want to look for anybody who's donated. I could also do it by date, but I'm going to just do it by everything. So let's start with that search. You start usually with an advanced search. So I'm going to go to Search, Advanced Search, because we need to search for the folks first before we can create the list, create the group. So in this case, I just want to see the names. So I'm going to display the results as contacts. Now note, smart groups can only be created with contacts. So that's why we're displaying them as contacts. We are also going to use our criteria where the address field has the city Kernersville. And I want to go to a custom field called it's in the summary fields where its lifetime contributions is 1. Just to note, you can do specific contributions by date if you just opened up contributions, and you can see there's other information here as well. You can limit by the dates, the types of contributions, things like that. But I'm going to leave it, and I make sure I close it, to just the $1 in their lifetime and the city. And the city gives Kernersville, and now I'm just going to run my search. So search, I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and I get a result of 61 records. So great. So to create the smart group, you must select all. You cannot select individual ones because then it's really not a smart group. We want to select all because they share this same criteria. The city is Kernersville, and they have a lifetime contribution of at least $1. And now to create the smart group, I click on Actions, and I scroll down to Group, Create Smart Group. Note that this Group Add Contacts is when you want to add contacts only to a static or regular group, which I've described in a different video. This is a smart group, so we're going to create the smart group. And here I enter a name. And I would talk just briefly about naming convention. You know, as you use PowerBase, you will be creating lots of groups. It's great to have some sort of naming convention so you know maybe all your searches or groups that are related to organizing or that are related to fundraising or are related to some general searches, or general groups. This case, this is really around my donors. So I'm going to give it a prefix of D-O-N, or donor. And I'm going to call this all. Notice I didn't enter individuals. This is a great way to redo this and start with individuals since I did mention that. I'm going to go back. I'm going to do search, advanced search. And this is always a good check to make sure this is really what you wanted. I really wanted contacts who are just individuals. I did say that in the beginning. So you want to be clear about that. And I'm going to go again and just enter the address field. Here, Kernersville. And I'm going to use the custom field of the summary, lifetime 1. And I'm going to hit the search. And again, I may end up with 61, but that's okay. But I definitely have, because remember, this is a smart group. So I want it in the future, because it's dynamic. I want for the future any contact that is an individual and they live in Kernersville and they've donated at least $1. That's the group that I want to dynamically update. So I want that to be a smart group, right? So it will update in the future anytime a new contact is entered and meets this criteria. So now I'm going to select all of them because that's really the group I want. That's the smart group I want. Under actions, I can just start typing group. So I get to the group, create smart group. And now I'm going to enter the name. And again, naming conventions. I'm going to start with DON so I can keep all my groups that are related to donors in an area I can find it. So now I can say all individuals in Kernersville, right? All individual donors. I'm going to say all individual donors in Kernersville. And that's all I'm going to enter here. Now, I like to copy and paste the criteria so I remember how this was created, right? So I know this was my criteria. And I'm going to hit Save Smart Group. And that's it. And again, to find the groups, if I go to search, I go to contacts, manage groups. If I want to see the groups I've created, I then can go and find it easily because I can find all my donor ones together. There it is. Notice there's the 61. I created it. You can see it's a smart group. Now, note sometimes the number may not show up right away. Sometimes it takes up to 5 minutes. There's a cache that PowerBase manages, and sometimes it takes a few minutes for it to update. And sometimes it comes up instantly. So be patient with it if you don't see the numbers come up the way you expect it. And that is how to work with smart groups.